Hi, Matt Chittian here. Welcome to my studio. I'm going to show you the paintings I have in my upcoming studio tour, less than 2 weeks away. So I want to take a minute and show them to you and talk a little bit about them. Altogether, I have 14 featured paintings. This on this wall. I just set that up. This represents about a quarter of my work since the last open studio. And I think it's a cross representation, a good cross of those, of that time period, but kind of like what I see over almost a half a year, 5 months. Behind me here is a painting of the Middle Falls Fire Department. It's a very sort of run-of-the-mill kind of place, but the color, the bright red, is really interesting there, and the shadow was fantastic, the way it was just hitting there, and yeah, I liked it a lot. And then the other above here, this painting here, the tree shadow, was kind of a favorite. It was kind of a mini theme. I did a bunch of tree shadows, and I love that it's a phenomenon at a certain time of the year, late winter, early spring, and you have long days, and there's no leaves on the trees yet, so you get to see the shadows against the buildings and stuff like that. It's really cool. Below it is it's a picture of, can you get that bit better? Oh, there it is. That's the Hannaford parking lot in snow. And sometimes I like to paint while it's snowing sometimes. It's kind of fun. If it's a gentle snow and you're in a good spot, and it was really a kind of it really didn't feel cold at all. It was really kind of fun. And then this next painting I call Water Under the Bridge. And there's also a mini theme. And a theme I haven't really finished with yet. I'm going to keep going with that. But this painting was painted from a plein air painting. So it was a first generation. And I love that. There's so many patterns and shapes and things about that I love. But to see that dark shadow in a very bright day is kind of a lot of fun too. It really offers a contrast. This is, I call this Glens Falls. This is Glens Falls Produce in Glens Falls. It's a parking lot in snow. And in this situation, there was a little bit of snow, not a ton of snow. And and the sun came out and it was warm, and it wasn't enough to plow, but there was enough to make tracks. And the light changes so much, and it's so magical when there's snow. And again, it was just a lovely day out. So I pick my days very carefully in the winter. I really don't want to suffer, but I really do enjoy being outdoors. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. It's just so much fun to be outdoors. Then this painting here is, that's the Hooza River, kind of near Buzzkirk, I think. And I just love the pattern of that. Again, the snow and the late light, and how the light's hitting the top of those little bunches of snowy on reeds. And it's just such an interesting pattern to me. It's not regular, and yet it is. And there's it's cool. And the light effect. Now over here this is Lehigh Cement. It's in Glens Falls. This is pretty wet, actually. It's not that old. This was just before the San Francisco trip. And it was just a scene I just loved. Pure industrial. And this is a tree farm in, I guess it's North Hoosick, New York. And I did it in the winter. In fact, there's a winter painting right over there. And I just, the arrays of trees, the rows, and then and then all of the sticks have little ties to it's just so cool. It's that man versus nature, and order versus chaos. And There's something really magical about that. This is the boat launch in Troy, and on the Hudson, of course. And this is where you can launch your boat or your kayak or whatever you want to launch. And I love the quality of the water. The tan with the blue. Those are sort of there's two contrasting hues. They're opposites in temperature, and they're not really that far apart in value. They're almost pretty close in value, and it really makes it vibrate a little bit. It's kind of cool, and the bit of architecture in this little scene is so small and intimate, yet so poignant in a way. And it's hard to get an intimate picture of the river because it's so vast. This is my studio table. It's right over there, and there were a lot of cold days, and I stayed inside and painted inside, and I enjoyed that. And I love the plastic. There's that plastic that I use to cover the big doors in the winter. Glows in the light. It'll glow in the morning a little bit differently in the afternoon, but it'll feature different kinds of effects, and it's really kind of fun to watch. Then there's two still lifes here. If I can show you, there's the bottle, the blue bottle with the I think it's oil, and then there's, I don't know if I can get down there. Oops. This is the stool. I'm going to ruin my setup. Studio stool right there. So that's kind of fun. That's where I live. That's what I do. I do where I live. And there's the chicken. And this, I think I did this as part of a Facebook Live or something like that. And the chicken was around. I had that for years. I made that years ago. I did casting. Anyway, it was fun to do, and I love the smearing paint is really kind of it's kind of meta, I think, and I kind of like that. Anyway, that's about 14 paintings that I'll be featuring. They're not on the website yet, so if you're interested in any, let me know, and I can give you a quote on them. And that'll be the first introduction to these paintings, and we'll see you soon. Thank you very much.